The enigmatic priest king, unraveling the story of Melchizedek, a figure of profound mystery and theological significance. Melchizedek appears briefly in the biblical narrative, but leaves a lasting impression that reverberates through both the Old and New Testaments. His story, though concise, introduces a concept of priesthood and kingship that predates and, in some interpretations, surpasses the established religious structures of ancient Israel. The encounter in the valley Melchizedek makes his dramatic entrance in the book of Genesis. Chapter 14. The patriarch Abram, later renamed Abraham, is returning victorious from a battle where he has rescued his nephew Lot. As Abram passes through the valley of Shaveh, he is met by the enigmatic figure of Melchizedek. The text describes Melchizedek with two significant titles, King of Salem and Priest of God Most High, El Elyon in Hebrew. Salem is widely understood to be the ancient name for Jerusalem. In a gesture of hospitality and blessing, Melchizedek brings out bread and wine for Abram and his weary men. He then bestows a blessing upon Abram, saying, "Blessed be Abram by God Most High, creator of heaven and earth. And blessed be God Most High, who has delivered your enemies into your hand." In a profound act of recognition and honor, Abram gives Melchizedek a tenth of all the spoils from the battle. Following this brief yet momentous encounter, Melchizedek vanishes from the Genesis narrative as mysteriously as he appeared, a name laden with meaning. The name Melchizedek itself is significant, translating from Hebrew as King of Righteousness. Coupled with his title King of Salem, which means King of Peace, he embodies the ideals of a just and peaceful ruler. His dual role as both a king and a priest is also noteworthy, as these two offices were typically separate in ancient Israel. The enduring legacy in the New Testament. While his appearance in Genesis is fleeting, the story of Melchizedek is given profound theological depth in the New Testament, particularly in the Epistle to the Hebrews. The author of Hebrews presents Melchizedek as a type of Christ, a prefigurement of the eternal and superior priesthood of Jesus. The key points highlighted in Hebrews include an eternal priesthood. Hebrews emphasizes that Melchizedek's priesthood is not based on lineage, unlike the Levitical priesthood, which was passed down through the descendants of Aaron. The Genesis account provides no genealogy for Melchizedek, mentioning no father or mother. This is interpreted symbolically in Hebrews to signify an eternal priesthood, having neither beginning of days nor end of life, superiority to the Levitical priesthood. The fact that Abraham, the great patriarch from whom the Levites would descend, paid tithes to Melchizedek is seen as evidence of Melchizedek's superior standing. The lesser pays tithes to the greater, a priesthood of righteousness and peace. The very meaning of his name and city are seen as prophetic of Christ, the ultimate King of righteousness and Prince of Peace. The Order of Melchizedek, Psalm 110, a messianic psalm, speaks of a future king who will be a priest forever in the order of Melchizedek. The New Testament applies this prophecy to Jesus, establishing his high priestly role as one that is eternal and not bound by the temporary and hereditary Levitical order. In essence, the story of Melchizedek serves as a foundational element for understanding the nature of Jesus' priesthood in Christian theology. He is a mysterious and righteous figure from the dawn of biblical history who foreshadows a new and everlasting covenant.